Okay. There we go. I like it. Got it. All right. So again, welcome everybody. And this is your volunteer webinar to introduce you to sort of how we roll and what makes you part of the team and how you're going to be part of the team. And we'll start with introducing our winter sports team, who we are, how we're funded. We're going to run a little video, I think, that will just tempt your fancy. We've got some EM stats to really send the ball rolling. A little bit about what it takes to be a volunteer, commitment from you, how to find our resources. We'll brush over some of the COVID-19 protocols, volunteer training information, and then we will end it with some questions. And in between all this fun stuff, we have some activities planned. So we will continue with some introductions. And I would love to introduce the sports team. They're going to kind of jump up and say who they are. And I will stop sharing so you can see who they are and introduce yourselves. You want to start with, well, I guess you know what, I should start with myself. How about that? Can you guys hear me?
Go for it, Sarah.
Okay. I forgot to say who I am. I'm Sarah Wolf, and I'm the Big Sky Program Director, and really looking forward to moving and grooving down the slopes with all of you. So this will be fun.
Hey there, I'm Kelly, and I'm part of the Bridger team, and I'll be also helping to coordinate volunteers this winter. Looking forward to it, you guys. Thanks for coming out tonight.
I'm Colleen. I will also be at Bridger and Crosscut. If you're doing Nordic, we'll see you there as well. And really looking forward to meeting you all in person.
Bree, you're up.
I'm up. Hi, I'm Bree. I'm snow sports assistant also at Bridger Bowl and Crosscut. Very excited to be working with you all and seeing some familiar faces.
I'm Beth Wilson, and I am the new snow sports assistant over in Big Sky with Sarah. So I'm very excited.
Yay, we have
Patrick.
An awesome team.
Yes. And my name is Patrick Quinn. I am the director at Bridger Bowl.
All righty, pressing on, Patrick, why don't you take it away with the Energizer Bunny activity?
Welcome. Well, we are going to get into the nitty-gritty of things, and we're going to hopefully fill your brains with lots of goodness, but we're going to break it up with some action. Eagle Mount is a collaborative world, so we're going to have you guys together right off the bat. I'm going to separate you into breakout rooms for about 5 minutes. I'll call you back when we're getting close. It's going to be a brief thing, but you're going to be in small breakout rooms with each other. And your challenge is to pull up your phones or memories or pictures on your wall. And I want you to share with those in your group a picture that makes you smile. You can share it by describing it, or you can share it by showing it. Either one, whatever you're the most comfortable with. But I want you to spend about 45 seconds to a minute each just sharing why this picture in your phone makes you smile. And then we'll come right back into it for some details. So here come the breakout rooms. One moment. We'll see you in a minute.
Is that Chase from Climbing? It is Chase from Climbing. So fun. Good. I didn't get to see you without a mask. Hey there. Anybody got a picture they want to share? Katie? Hi. I know, it kind of happened fast. Does anyone have a picture? Okay.
Perfect. Thanks, Stella.
I'll do that too.
I have a picture. Are you guys able to see this very well?
Anybody want to say hi to Max?
A picture of.
Hello,
Hi,
Max.
Max. That's so
My
cute.
my picture might be with my dog because love him. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Are we taking a minute to pick our pictures?
I can show you.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Max hopes it's one with him in it.
I love that dog, Ryan. How are you?
Good, how about you?
Good.
I hiked up to in Switzerland this- in
All right. Does anyone have one?
Just like that.
Oh, this is a good one. Here, let's do this.
Down the lake.
Something that makes you smile.
This is a picture. Oh gosh, here we go.
Oh, look at that.
Me. I'm in the middle, and then this is my sister and my sister's boyfriend. This is at Bridger actually last year. Oh, there we go. And it makes me happy because skiing makes me happy. And also just I love my sister and well, I love her boyfriend, but in a not that way, but obviously. But yeah, it was a good day. So that's why that makes me happy.
Awesome. Awesome.
Very cool. I guess I have a photo ready. If you guys, can you hear me? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. This is a photo of. Oh, it's so hard to see. There we
There
go.
it is. Yeah.
This is a photo of some of my friends. We were on a rafting trip down the Grand Canyon, and it was just a really good time, and nobody was taking life too seriously. And yeah, I guess my friends make me really happy, and as does Whitewater.
Fantastic. Well, sorry you came to this world. We take life very seriously.
I don't think that's true.
What do you got, Ryan? Ryan and I know each
Uh,
other, so that's why I'm saying this.
Yeah. So let's see. It's a little challenging for me because I'm actually on my phone for this call because my laptop was acting up. But let's see. Probably my favorite picture on my phone is, I'll just describe it. It's the Milford Sound, which is this really kind of iconic place in New Zealand. It's just really beautiful and makes me smile because it's kind of like my bucket list trip, and it was a lot of fun. And yeah, so that's kind of the story behind that one.
Oh wow, I think New Zealand is on my bucket list too, for sure.
Definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
So we were really
Yeah,
excited.
never been. Never been.
Together and share.
I will share. My picture will be that makes me smile.
So really,
We'll go with, this is my nephew. See if you can see him.
Cool.
It's not the best picture. That's him as Oscar this past Halloween. He is my only nephew, and my family just makes me super happy. They live in North Carolina, and I get to go back maybe once a year, and they come here once a year. And yeah, I guess that's kind of, it's funny how life changes. Before he was around, what did I do? But yeah, thanks for sharing about yourselves. We really want to promote a world of just volunteers are open to talking to other volunteers about who we are as people, and opening that door with things like this whenever we can. We're going to do it. We have a minute or two. Who can share just something about why they decided to volunteer this year?
Matt said it was cool.
Nice.
Stella, you're new this year, correct?
Matt is Ryan's brother, who also is a volunteer with us.
Memories.
I heard about it from some of my friends who are also doing it. They somebody came to their class to tell them about it, and I thought it'd be a great way to like get outside and volunteer and just meet a lot of cool people.
Really soon.
Nice.
Chat a little bit.
I've heard I have, I guess, some friends who do Eagle Mount, like Julia Houston and Max Yates, if you know those guys. They have
yeah,
really
yeah.
nice things to say about Eagle Mount. So
Oh,
Gotta
cool.
give it
So
a
you have some
shot.
connections. Awesome. Well, I'm going to press the button to kind of send everybody back here. And then, yeah, so people have like a minute or so. We'll see you back there. Thanks for sharing.
Yep. Thank you.
For, showing our favorite pictures.
Thank you. Oh, I'm glad to be here with you all.
Yay.
And it has my wrong name up there. That's my daughter's
I was
name.
I was gonna say, hey, Lucy.
I'm Chris.
Nice to meet you, Chris. I'm Sarah.
You too. Sarah, nice to meet you too.
Gonna highlight today.
Look at all
About
the
20
people. This is
seconds.
so exciting.
It's great. I hope everyone had a chance to kind of get to know each other a little bit. It's always weird in these giant webinars, but we want people to have a voice. We want to get to know each other a little bit. Just waiting on Jack Drew.
Jack Drew.
I'm going there.
There he is. Oh, hold on. Kelly's in the waiting room. All right, Kelly. Sarah, if you want to share your screen again, and then we'll get going with Kelly.
Yes, let's do it. All right, popping back into life here after our little energizer for the day. Let's get to the share screen, and Kelly, let's take it away with who we are.
Eagle Mount has some really amazing roots. If you want to learn more about the history, this is just a brief summary, but basically we were founded by General Robert C. Mathis and his wife Greta, and they had a passion and heart for an organization like this and spent 10 years even just planning it before it came into fruition. It was created, they wanted to create recreational opportunities for people with disabilities and for cancer. And 1982 was the start of the program. So we are already kicking off our 40th year anniversary celebrations, and you'll get to be a part of it this coming ski season. So we're really excited to share that with you guys. The program, basically, we offer much more than just the snow sports side of things, the skiing and the snowboarding and the cross-country skiing. And I personally didn't even know that for many years of volunteering. And so that's why we wanted to raise awareness tonight that yes, we have our winter sports. We also have our Big Sky Kids program, which is featuring our oncology camps that we're actually gonna have one in the winter this year and then summer. We have an aquatics center that offers year-round programming. We have an equestrian center, which also offers year-round programming. We have an amazing horticulture program. We have ice skating that we do fall and spring. We have indoor climbing, both fall and spring at Spire. We have Saturday Night Out, which is an opportunity for our participants to get out and just enjoy a night on the town, doing different community activities together. Like we went to the Hay Maze in October and that was a blast. We also do cycling. Right now it's been road riding, but we applied for some grants and are hoping for some mountain bikes next year. And we also have an emblem camp, which is for our veterans to come and they can do some skiing and riding with us in the winter and also opening some stuff up in the summer. And we also have family engagement for siblings of our participants and moms and dads. And so, because that's a really important part of what we do as well here. We also have adaptive arts, which is dance and theater. So we've got a lot going on here.
All right, so a little bit about where we get the funding to do all of those many programs. Just last year, an estimate would be that we engaged about 2,000 participants and almost as many volunteers. So really the way that we're able to do all this programming is because of all of you who come in and give your time and spend time with us doing all these recreational activities. And then the funding that supports that comes from a combination of just contributions from people, donations from foundations and corporations, and community partners. And a lot of that is like monetary donations, and it's also like shared resources. And so we get a lot of support from the mountains where we're located, and you'll notice a lot of community partners as you start to see our name out there. There's these pie charts are just kind of showing you that the blue part is like the earned income from program fees. And so the top one shows like the average nonprofit really relies on program fees, and that smaller chunk is contributions. Here, only about 9% of our revenue is actually coming from program fees, and the rest is fundraising. We do have need-based scholarships available for our participants. We never want cost to be a barrier. So we think about access along a lot of different planes. So we want to be really accessible in the financial way as well.
Eagle Mount is a can-do organization. So we want to be a team, communicative, collaborative, and compassionate for both our volunteers and our participants. It's just a great place to get outside, connect, build strong relationships, and learn something new. So shortly we are going to watch a video called Lucy Can that Patrick's going to put on, and it is just going to give an example of what our We Can Do attitude is all about.
Take it away, Patrick.
Hello, my name is Lucy. I'm 8 years old. My favorite color is red. My favorite animal is my dog. My favorite food is top ramen soy sauce. And I have autism and epilepsy. So yeah, I'm a little bit different than other kids. But that's okay. Bye, Oliver. Because while there are some things I can't do, I've learned that there are a lot more I can.
Come on, Lucy, we've got to go.
Okay. My mom and dad told me about Eagle Mount when I was 3. They told me it was a place where I could learn to swim and play. And so I did.
I'm flying like an eagle, I'm circling the sun. I want to do so many things, things I have never done. Just show me where the path gives out, and that's where I'll run.
And I realized I really like to swim and play.
I'll never be a passenger for what someone else desires. I'm wild as the lavender, but hungry like a fire.
And then I met my friend Lexi, and she said Eagle Mount was also a place where I could learn how to rock climb. And so I did.
All comes down to this growing feeling. It's in my blood, it's what I'm needing. One ball bound, raise it towards the ceiling for the lucky ones.
And then at Eagle Mount, I met another friend named Claire who works with the horses. She told me that if I wanted, she would teach me how to ride one. And so, of course, I did that too.
To
glad Eagle Mount exists. Because if it didn't, I don't know if I ever would have learned how much I can do.
Lucy, we're here.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Eagle Mount, for showing us we can.
Music bed.
Lenny told me I could also learn how to scratch his back. And so I did that too.
Love it. Lucy can. And just like Beth was talking about earlier and Lucy talking about can do it, this whole entire organization happens because of you and part of the team. And like we said earlier, we can't thank you guys enough for all the dedication and the help and the commitment and the love that you give to our program, because honestly, without you, we don't have the program. And just to sort of show you what those stats look like, we, especially for the ski, zeroing in straight for the ski program, we host approximately about 350 ski participants between Bridger and Big Sky ski programs. We have over 500 ski volunteers. We do more than 2,000 individual lessons, which is amazing because you guys are putting in 15,000 plus hours of volunteer hours to make this happen. That is a lot. I mean, you will hear all of us, especially from the snow sports teams, telling you guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. And this is all happening at Bridger, it's happening at Big Sky, it's happening at Moonlight, the Yellowstone Club, and at Crosscut. So we want to see you guys out there at any of these locations within the season. So we will carry on over to Colleen.
Yeah, Sarah, do you mind starting back the slideshow so it's big again like it was? Just try to hit resume slideshow there. Maybe not.
Here we go.
Anyhow, so what it takes to
that?
be a volunteer.
We winning?
It's still not as big as it was earlier, but it
If
works.
you go to slideshow at the top, there should be that drop down.
Uh-huh.
Are you using two screens?
I'm just using one. We'll just keep, how about we do?
Yeah.
Okay.
It works.
Okay.
So basically what it takes is just a willingness to be here and to learn. And you've all made that first step, which is awesome. And we're super excited to have you. And the main goals of all of our Eagle Mount lessons are just to provide some safety, have some fun, and learn something. And we'll go over in this next section a little bit about how to do that and how to have thoughtful communication, have confidentiality. We'll go over the policies a little bit, talk about the commitment that it takes to lessons and to training days. So this next section is just kind of a general overview of what this commitment looks like.
All right, hold on, guys. Sorry, this is, Mount won't move.
If you freeze, Sarah, let me know and I can pull it up.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening here. Let's see here.
Take this time to get in touch with your bodies again. Oh, here it comes. Wiggle your
That's right.
fingers. Feel alive.
Feel it. Oh, what's happening? Sorry, guys. There we go.
That's okay.
Here we go. We're back on track.
Sarah, do you have the next slide or is it still frozen?
No, it's there. I'm seeing it. Are you guys not seeing it? The Eagle Mount outcomes?
Nope, I'm not seeing that one yet.
All right.
All right.
User error, user error. Let's go back to just this one. How about that one?
There it
you go.
is. Look at that.
There it is.
Just how we wanted it. Okay. So, as I sort of mentioned, the outcomes we want are just safety, fun, and learning. It's really all there is to it. So your main role on a lesson is going to be just to be that safety lens for your participants. We'll talk more about this in your on-snow trainings, but following the skier responsibility code and all of those Eagle Mount rules. And it's really important that you get in touch with what your limits are and let us know if you're uncomfortable with any situation that you're in. We're going to be able to work out solutions. So really don't be afraid to come to us. It's the adaptive world and it's really wild and it's a lot of fun. And we just ask that you keep that safety lens on. And your personal safety comes first. So we never want you to put yourself in a position that's not going to be a good one. And have a good time. That's why we're doing all of this. And some of you might come with some ski, snowboard coaching background. Some of you might not, and that's perfectly great too. We're going to provide all of those trainings on snow, and then throughout the season, when you're on the mountain, we're always going to be a resource for you. Next slide, Sarah.
Sorry, Carl, it just keeps freezing.
Oh, okay.
That's what, man. Hold
That's
on here.
okay. Should we pull one up here? Okay.
Oh, if I
Sarah,
go
do you
back
want
to
us to
the,
just load up ours on the work computer?
maybe because this is just, if you can, let's see here. Does this, if I get this one, but it's not big enough for you, I've got two on here.
I see.
All right, what about that? Is that still big?
It's big enough.
That's the
Yeah,
spirit.
that works. Okay. So, overall, we would just like you to, these are just some overviews of how to think about thoughtful communication with your participants. And some of you, again, like may have different levels of ski coaching experience, might have different levels of working with people with disabilities. So overall, you really just want to be talking directly and calmly, and avoid talking too like loudly or condescendingly slow. But do allow your participant time to think and respond. So like we want these conversations to be age appropriate and really assume competence, but not to rush a person. It might just take a little bit longer to process things. And even if someone's nonverbal, you can still learn a lot of great ways to communicate, and we're also there to support you with that. We have tons of tips and tricks, and there's actually a whole training, we'll talk about resources later, but that you can watch from last year that's recorded about these things too. And you just always want to err on the side of like seeing ability and independence in your participant. It's a really collaborative process of you and the participant going through the lesson together. Next one, Sarah.
It's there.
Oh.
Yeah, I see it.
Not yet, but I can talk a little bit about it. So then the one concept we kind of wanted to go over was person first language. So that's the concept that people with disabilities are people first. So that would be saying something like a person with autism or a child with autism rather than an autistic child. And some people do prefer identity first language, but it's a really good rule of thumb to kind of start with the person first language. Is sort of a safe bet, and then you can let the person guide you in what labels they prefer. But a really good approach is to just talk about people with disabilities, is that person first language. And we really all have varying
abilities physically, intellectually, socially. And so just connecting with people at the level where they're at and meeting people where they are is really what it's all about. And just a big focus on inclusivity. And then I don't know if we're gonna get the slides.
Oh
to
my
catch
gosh.
up
Okay,
here.
so I'm so sorry, Carl. Like I'm looking right at it, and you're sharing the screen. So Patrick's gonna bump it up to his screen
Yeah, let's do that.
and go from there, so you guys aren't missing a beat.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can
I'm
stop
gonna
your,
stop
you can stop
sharing.
share.
Yep.
Okay. How's that look?
Good. Was at the beginning. Okay. So again, sometimes you just have slow processing time and you just have to give it a minute. Yes, okay. So just a brief note on confidentiality. So you're gonna have access to a lot of information about your participant so that you can deliver the best lesson possible. And we really love sharing stories in the community because that's sort of, you know, the way to spread our mission. And we want you to tell your friends all about your experience here. We want your friends to come volunteer. And so share their stories, but avoid using names. When using social media, please don't tag any photos with names of participants or show anything in a negative light. A lot of our participants, we have a media waiver, so you'll know if your participant has been cleared to have pictures taken, and we love the pictures that come from you volunteers. So we are likely going to ask you for pictures from your lessons, but we'll make it really clear if your participant, if you're allowed to take those pictures or not. And we'll kind of create a venue for sharing those within, but we do want to avoid tagging anything with names on social media, and definitely use discretion when friending participants. So over time, people do develop friendships with participants, and participants become volunteers and staff. And so it's a really fluid environment with a lot of beautiful connections that happen. But I would definitely strongly suggest not friending your participants, especially at first, and they might ask. So if you have any problems with the boundaries, we're always willing to help you talk through that, because it's a tough one and it's hard to say no to someone. You're going to get close. And so we want to support you in having those healthy boundaries. And then just ultimately be considerate and respect privacy. Pretty straightforward.
Okay, you're halfway through the content. Well done, team. We're going to do a quick check-in with all those happy faces. Quick challenge. I'm going to screenshot this beautiful array of faces. Your challenge to on 3, I would like you to do your best marmot impression. You're welcome, Beth. Beth hates marmots. So on 3, everyone give me their best marmot and hold it for a good 5, because I got to scroll down and take some shots. It's ready? Everyone, 100% engagement here. The world is wild. 3, 2, 1. Give it to us. Yes, marmot. Yes, loving it. Hold it. Next page. Yes, working it. Ryan, you sassy marmot. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, loving it. Courtney picking food out of her teeth. Marmots do that. I got it. I got it on camera. Okay. Thank you so much. Well done. Back to the program.
I don't even know how to follow that other than marmots are pretty silly. And you guys did awesome with that. Our policies at Eagle Mount First off, we ask that you read and sign our volunteer handbook. It provides valuable information about how to go about things here carefully and just to protect you as well and protect our participants. We try at most times to pair a return volunteer with a new volunteer, just because we've got that. But there's times where it might not be the case, but we definitely take care in when we assign who to what lesson. You are an Eagle Mount representative when you're wearing your bib. So that's something that we really want to emphasize when we're on the Hill. Just that our organization is so well known in the community, and we need to show a really positive light as best we can, getting on and off lifts and going down the hill and engaging the skier conduct code as well. We do have adaptive equipment that we use, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later on, but we provide separate trainings for those. And you'll probably have seen on the email we sent out to you that there is a progression of trainings here and learning various equipments to add to your quiver of knowledge. The Eagle Mount Code of Conduct is set in place to protect you. There are important rules that we like to follow. There is a zero tolerance policy for drugs and alcohol while engaging Eagle Mount programming. There is no administrating of medication to our participants, even if they ask for it. That's what the care providers are for. And we do not do that. And we don't want to put that responsibility on you. And we also do not provide bathroom assistance. And so we ask that caretakers do that as well. And so if you have any questions on any of this, we will answer those for you. Next slide, please. All righty. The commitment expectations for the Bridger Bowl side of things, as well as Crosscut, which I didn't say that, but I'm going to be a part of Crosscut too, and I'm excited. Bridger Bowl and Crosscut programs run for 8 weeks. The program begins January 18th and runs through March 13th, 2022, right up to spring break for those of you that are part of the MSU collaborative. We have family days that we provide at the end of March, which are an absolute blast because this is a time where the families can all come together and ski. And it's just a beautiful day and it's going to be a series of days. So if you're available to help out with those, we'd love to have you. Our lesson days at Bridger are going to be Tuesday through Sunday. And it's going to be jam-packed days full of lots of fun. And we meet at the Bridger Bowl hut. If those of you are familiar with Bridger Bowl, we share the building with the ski patrol. And so you're welcome to pop in and say hi up there. And our lesson times for our program are from 10 to 12 in the morning or from 1 to 3 p.m. And as we said, the rest of the day is yours to go out and play on the hill. I am your volunteer contact. And when I'm not working, Colleen and Patrick will also take care of any of your volunteer questions. I will be working with you to help schedule the days that work best for you. And we will also be telling you a little bit more about our appointment reminder system that we are engaging this year to hopefully help just provide those good notifications that you need to get you up to the mountain. The commitment that you are making as a volunteer is very important to our participants. And as Sarah said, we can't do it without you. And so we're just emphasizing that to you guys, that this is the opportunity for our participants to get out and to recreate. And they're really looking forward to this opportunity and they love it. And so they're expecting you to be there. And so we just hope that you will carry that with you, knowing that it's just a beautiful thing that we can do to be there for them. And so please let the snow sports team know if you have any changes to your days or times prior to the lessons, so we have time to find replacements. And we totally understand life comes up, things happen. And so we want to work with you on that.
All righty. Thanks, Kelly. Also, same kind of commitment expectations at Big Sky, and it is just around the corner. The snow is falling. Thanksgiving is in 2 weeks, and we start lessons the day after, and we run until April 17th, which is like the third Sunday in April. Our lessons are 7 days a week, and we meet at the Eagle Mount Base Camp. And hopefully, as you guys are all signing up for your Sign Up Genius and clinics, if you're going to be at Big Sky and Bridger, we will be providing a map so that you know where that is, but it is in the mall section right next to the North Face building. Our lessons also are from 10 to 12 and 1 to 3. And I know that we sent out a big email for everybody that if you were available to help out during the holiday season, which would be fantastic, please go to the Jot form and do your availability as well as your clinic sign up. That will help us out a lot. I will be your volunteer contact. I do mostly by text. It's just easier for me. And so if you get something shot to you via text, that will be from me. And we run lessons mainly on a first come, first serve with volunteers, depending on your skill set and what we actually need for the participant. So thank you for filling out your holiday availability. It does not guarantee that you will have lessons on every single day that you were available, but I'm going to try to squeeze you in at least on 1 or 2 lessons because we have a ton coming up. And just like Kelly said, these are big days for our participants. They've come a long way. They want to ski and they're really excited to meet all of you guys. So again, thank you for your commitment to showing up. All right, we mentioned the appointment reminder system. This is a new system we're putting into action, hopefully, that will work to make things a lot easier on our side and for yours. You will receive a notification for a lesson that you signed up for and then a confirmation using the system. We really, really, really want you to engage in this system. So if you get a text or an email or a phone call and it says, can you do this lesson, please let us know if you can or can't. That will help us figure out who's on lessons, how many more we need on lessons, and then we can go from there. So please engage in this system when you see it coming in hot.
Okay, so soon, it's not up yet, but soon we are going to have a volunteer resource link. And on there you can get information about lesson resources, disability resources, equipment usage, prepping for a lesson, and COVID-19 policies. And so when that, I don't know how soon that's going to be up and running, but when that is up and running, that would be a good resource for you to use if you have further questions about your lessons or you're getting prepared for a lesson. Next link, or next slide, please. Also, there will be other lesson resources as you get closer to your volunteer opportunities. We'll have volunteer and disability handbooks. Please feel free to use your staff and teaching team members to help you prepare for lessons or come up with ideas. Patrick, I think you said you sent out an email that has the PSIA. They provide free online beginning instructor lessons or trainings. And those could be really useful if you just kind of want to get a basic idea of kind of how to begin teaching a lesson and what that might look like. Games and song ideas. There's the list right there. We've got bubbles, show tunes, noisemakers, crazy hats. But we will also have trainings that help give you some of those ideas as well to make the lesson really fun, really engaging. Especially when you're continuing to ski the same terrain, you'll want to keep coming up with new ideas, and that is where you can use all of your resources and use volunteers that have been teaching for a while and the staff members. Okay, next slide. Ooh, word race.
We're back, team. Your local neighborhood webinar Break It Up guy is here. We're going to do another activity. I want to make sure you guys are staying fresh between all this data. You are doing great, and we will have time for questions at the end. Here is a little activity. Get your chat boxes open. Get your fingers prepared to type. I am going to put up a picture. And I would like you to, as fast as you can, write down the colors you see in order. As fast as you can, type down the colors you see in order. Okay? Is everyone good? I'm seeing a lot of engaged eyeballs. I'd like to see Adam pep it up a little bit here. Posture, Adam. Here we go. One moment, please. As soon as you see the picture of colors, please start typing. Hold. Let me get the correct one up here. That's not it. That is not it. Here we go. And go. Start typing the colors in order quickly. Let's see how we do. Some of you are maybe colorblind. This is an extra, this activity may be extra challenging.
Those guys are funny.
You guys are nailing it.
Keep it up. You guys are doing good. Courtney Euler, good to see you on here, nailing it. All right, 30 more seconds. Okay, great. And pause it up for a second. Wow, well done. You know, they were filtering in, everyone kind of filtered in at different times here. I am going to put you into a breakout room for like 1 minute. And I just want you to share a little bit about this activity. The things I want to hear you guys talking about are, how did this activity make you feel? What were the challenges of this activity? And how could this activity align with any concepts of our adaptive coaching world? So those are your 3 ideas. I'm going to put you into your breakout rooms. And it's the same crew from before. We're just going to be in here for about a minute. So let it fire where we know each other. Let's share it openly. Here it goes.
Hello, everyone.
Oh,
I
some
don't
of you
think
might
I
not
got
have had a
sent to the
breakout
room.
room.
Yeah.
You might not have showed up a little bit after
I
the
think
last
I
ones.
was late to join.
It's
okay.
okay. We can be, the leftover group can be a breakout group.
Yeah, me
What
as
do we
well.
got?
I came in late.
What were some challenges from that
Did you
video?
find that challenging?
It was rushed and confusing.
And then did it flow for you?
What happens if I was watching the screen and something went on to the post Zoom video or something? I don't know where it went. So it took me all that time just to come back and find you guys. So.
Oh, shoot. Yep.
Yeah, I've done that one before, and
Sorry,
I find myself like knowing
Did it?
concepts.
Did anybody think it was kind of easy? It's okay.
I thought it was easy to write the colors that I was seeing, but really hard to follow where I was in the list because I was reading. But I was writing different colors than I was reading.
Yeah.
That's what was challenging for me. Keeping
On my phone, I have to leave the video call to go to the chat part, and I can't see what I was typing, so I had to memorize the colors, not the words, and then type it, and then go back. That
So
was
it's
not
commitment.
Some
what principles or what ideas are coming out of this that could relate to coaching snow sports? Anyone got any ideas?
It sounds like it's different for everybody.
Yep, what's challenging to us could be different.
Yeah, some people are going to see colors and some people are going to see words. Some people are going to not see either one, like me.
Or like me, I didn't even understand the assignment.
Yeah, it came at you fast. It came at you fast. For sure, that was overwhelming. What else?
Pace, just the pace of processing.
I think it might be a good tool as a distraction from the task at hand with one of your one of the people you're coaching. Might be good to break up the task so they're not
That's definitely true. Lucy.
Oh yeah, sorry. I don't know. I found my daughter's name up there. Sorry, everyone.
It's all good.
We love it.
Yeah, I mean, being in these confused headspaces or overwhelming headspaces or challenging headspaces are important to do as a coach, to know that these things can happen for our participants or with our participants. Jack Drew's group still hanging out in there. They like to chat.
That's because I wasn't in there with them. Otherwise, they'd be running away.
We have brilliant volunteers already that are like, yes, we can adapt. Love it.
They had a good insight from one of the other groups. They said, if you didn't know how to read, this task may be easier. So perception of deficits, that would be a strength in that instance.
You're ready.
Fun. You guys are really getting wild tonight. Thank you so much for your interaction. We're going to jump right back into it here. I think we have everybody back. We'll share screen again.
Yeah.
All right. It's a good little exercise. This is really a lot of the nuts and the bolts of what we're going to be getting into this season, but we want to throw in some themes of who you will be and what mind states you'll be in while coaching. So throughout the season, we want to offer opportunities for growth. The act of being a part of a lesson is an opportunity of growth. We also have some of these other webinars coming up to deepen your understanding. So you got these in your email. One of them, Wednesday, November 17th, which is coming up. Ruth Spinelli, she just wrote a book on being an athlete in Special Olympics and her world of coaches, and she's going to speak to her experiences and what she finds to be the qualities of a good coach. So as a new volunteer, you may get a lot out of that one. Coaching considerations of intellectual disabilities with insights of an athlete. And then later on, this one was not in your email, so write it down, note it down. You can ask about it later as well. We could put it in the chat if one of my team members wants to put this in the chat while we're talking. Coaching considerations of physical disabilities. We changed that one, rescheduled it for Tuesday, December 7th with Joe Stone, who is a well-known speaker on this topic and has fantastic insights and messages that would be great for those of you who are entering the store or entering this room full of adaptive love. So highly recommend both of these if you can make it. They will also be recorded for you to watch after the fact. All right, Beth, take it away.
Okay, adaptive equipment. So at Eagle Mount, we like to have the least restrictive environment. So less is more. A lot of times you see this in the classroom, providing the least restrictive environment. And we do that here at Eagle Mount. So although that we do have equipment and we have a lot of ways to assist our participants, we do really want to, we're teaching them to ski and we want to provide independence. And that is really the goal. So just please encourage to help your participants develop skills to learn to ski. That is why we are here. The usage of the adaptive equipment requires additional training too, which you guys will see as we move forward with trainings. With the new volunteer trainings, you'll get more information on those if there's a particular area that you're interested in learning more about. Only introduce adaptive equipment if there is a plan in place to remove it or it's essential for the progression. So yeah, I guess that explains itself. Like it's okay to introduce the equipment, but we really just want to encourage that independence as much as we possibly can, if that is available. And please check with staff if you believe that adaptive equipment could support or benefit a participant. So that is also why we're here too, is to provide those things that our participants need, but also making sure that they are being as independent as possible and feeling as successful as they can on their own. Next slide, please. Is it me? Yes. Oh, and here's some pictures of some of our adaptive equipment. We have some mono skis and bi skis, snow sliders. Yeah, so just looking at these pictures too, if this is it's just kind of fun to look at, but if there's some equipment that you might be interested, when we get to our trainings, you can sign up for those trainings to learn to how to support our participants with those. Prepping for a lesson. So as I believe Kelly mentioned before, you will be paired with another volunteer. We like to do an experienced volunteer, but you know, we can only do our best depending on who signs up to volunteer for that day. You will be provided participant information when you arrive at the lesson. So you will have, you will know if the participant needs equipment, if they've skied before, where they're skiing, where they skied last if they did. But this is gonna, when you arrive at your lesson, that will give you opportunities to look at that information, ask questions as needed. You know, you can check in with other volunteers that have worked with those participants before. In your lessons, please focus on their abilities and what they can do successfully, and have a good time too. Don't forget that.
The COVID cloud still is hovering in the world, and so we still want to be careful in our procedures for the sake of our participants and for you as volunteers. It's a fluid situation. Our number one priority, like I said, is safety and welfare. So we're going to base our actions of how we navigate COVID according to the CDC, the Gallatin County Health Department, Bridger Bowl, Big Sky Resort, and Crosscut Mountain Center's policies. So we will just kind of keep you abreast to that. We encourage masks, but it will not be mandatory. The programs are going to occur outdoors, which is a great thing. So we've got the well-ventilated facilities as well, but we're going to just try to be careful. Make sure we're being aware of like the congregated areas and pinch points where we can't really social distance very well. So the entry points to buildings, lift lines, restrooms, etc. When it's possible, try to create strategies to get away from crowds, especially with our participants. When you can, in the lift lines, we want to just kind of get away from the crowds. I mean, like, obviously we're still in that situation. So thanks for understanding and just rolling with us through this COVID season.
Patrick. Right, here we go. It is volunteer training information. I'm back. I had some technical difficulties on this end. Glad you're here for our first webinar series. And like Patrick mentioned a couple slides back, we still have the Wednesday, the 17th, and then Tuesday, December 7th. These will all be recorded, as we mentioned before, and we will definitely be sending out another reminder for the change that's happening. You also received a very long, informative email with training signups. So we need you to sign up. We mentioned that earlier, I think back in a couple slides. You get a jot, you have the eligibility, then we sent you the jot form, then it directed you to the Sign Up Genius, which will give you the clinic dates and the locations. Just so you guys remember, as new volunteers, this is a 2-day training, Saturday and Sunday, or Thursday and Friday, depending on what you signed up for. And we will also be sending you specific information where your meeting spot will be and a training outline to actually guide you through what you'll be learning over the couple days. It's very exciting. There's a lot packed into it. We don't expect you to know everything. And as you grow in the program and participate in lessons, you'll start acquiring all these tricks and tips and know how to just keep accelerating your volunteer participation. Both of the trainings will start at 8:30 a.m. and end at 3:30 p.m. at Big Sky and Bridger Bowl. We're still figuring out our training days and times at Crosscut. And some of the things that you'll really be focusing on in our amazing training team this season is just phenomenal. And we'll be working on your personal skills, your ski skill development, how to teach or a progression of ski and snowboard. You'll be able to actually figure out what kind of skier they are or snowboarder with a participant assessment that includes maybe their abilities, what they can do. And again, that's our focus. And then putting together a lesson plan, some goals for the participants. That's really what we're here for them. And we want to see them progress and fulfill their dreams as well. You'll learn more intensely about disabilities. And then actually what's really important is how to read the terrain, because we spent a lot of time on the bunny hill and working with that patience. And I know everyone's gung-ho to get on the chairlift, but we start really a lot from never evers, and then we progress them down the flow chart. So yeah, that's how training information is going for Big Sky and Bridger. And then we launch into what to bring. Right now, it's cold and the temperature can change on a dime. So make sure you bring your warm clothing, like layers. We can always ditch it. We will have places actually at Big Sky where, in case it gets really cold, we are going to have that availability in some of our conference rooms. And so we can leave our lunches and our packs and things like that. Bring your ski equipment. There is a rental place at both Bridger and Big Sky, but hopefully you have your ski or snowboards. A helmet is mandatory. That's just our policy. The first day, because you're going to be working on your own personal skiing skills, bring your ski poles. And then the second day, you're going to ditch them, because most of our lessons, we don't use ski poles. You'll be honestly a better skier in 5 or 10 years without ski poles than when you started. And then again, if the facilities at Big Sky should be offering lunches and things like that, we'll keep you posted. We're still up in the air what is and won't be open. But the most important thing, guys, is to have fun. I mean, this is what it's all about. This is why we're here. This is why we want you guys to be here. And it's an attitude of fun. So ask tons of questions. We're happy to share our resources. We want you we're all part of the team. So I will pass it on to Patrick with closing questions and comments. And thank you guys all for coming.
You guys did a great job. Here's how we're going to do these questions. You can either raise your hand with the raise the hand button, or you can put your name in, or you put your questions into the chat. And we'd love to hear them before we close out this experience. But if you do have a question, now is the time to ask. And if you want to ask a later date or send us a personal message to snowsports@eaglemount.org, that is a good way to get a hold of us as well. So let's see, what do we have coming in here? William, let's see. All right, where's William? Come on in, William.
Yeah, just a quick question regarding passes and stuff this year. So for like all the training and everything, do we have to get our own pass and stuff like that?
Really good question. No, for trainings and lessons, if you do not have a pass to that mountain, to either mountain, you will be provided a pass for that day. It's a very good question.
And then it's an RFID now, correct? I haven't skied Big Sky in a couple of
Correct.
years.
Both Bridger and Big Sky have RFIDs. So you will have to, if you do not have one, you will have to spend, I think it's $5 from either resort, maybe. And they set you up with an RFID that is then your RFID that you'll load whenever you're skiing on your own.
Answer the chats.
All right. And then Kelly, you want to do the chats? Or do you want to say them out loud?
The question was, are all on snow trainings 2 days? And for new volunteers, yes. If you're brand new to the program, or if you haven't been with us for a long time, we encourage you to take the new volunteer training. So yes, 2 days for that. If you're a return volunteer, it's not the same training blocks. Also, just with that, if you are interested in learning more about equipment and receiving further training, just let us know, because there'll be other opportunities. If you're going through the training at Big Sky in December, you can maybe pop into something at Bridger in January. And we'll also try to provide some continuing ed as well.
On that original, that email you got maybe end of last week that had all that volunteer information, there's an attachment that has a training flow chart for the season. So that goes over some of the other trainings we're providing, as well as the length of each of those trainings, whether they're 1 day, 2 day, or 3 day. So that's a good resource as well. Do we have any other questions?
The other question was, I signed up for December 11th, but it wouldn't sign me up for December 12th. It's just an understood like block that you've been signed up for those 2 day trainings. So you should be good to go on that one. And then also you can train at either Big Sky or at Bridger Bowl, whatever works better for your commute and your timing, etc. We do ask if you want to try to help with lessons at Big Sky to get your training, you have to get that done before December's out and over with, just with the Christmas volunteers and stuff like that. Hopefully that helps answer some questions. Chase, you had a hand up?
Yeah, I just wanted, we can volunteer at both Bridger and Big Sky this year, correct? Or do we have to choose a certain mountain?
You are welcome to volunteer at both mountains.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
We welcome that.
There will be training for Crosscut volunteers. We're still working on those dates, but that will be in January. So we just need to iron those out. And if anybody has any other interest in Crosscut, you can always let us know and we will be in touch with you. And we also have that in our database that you've expressed interest. Nick has his hand up.
Hey, so, oh shoot, I just lost my train of thought. What was I going to ask? I don't remember. Yeah, I can't remember. Sorry.
That's okay, Nick. We can go to William, and then if it pops back to you, Nick,
come back.
Be here.
Come back.
All right, William, what do you got for us?
The other quick question I had for you regarding lessons, if you wanted to do the 2 lessons in the same day, like volunteer 2 times a day, are we able to do that?
Yes, you are. That would be set up most of the time in advance. You'd be signed up if you want to really come and do 2 2-hour lessons. That's great. So more fun.
Lucy C, aka Dad of Lucy. You asked about signing up for volunteer programs through the website. If you applied as a volunteer, there were places you could emphasize interests of areas that you wanted to volunteer in. And if you have not signed up on our website yet with the volunteer application, you can do it that way. Otherwise, just email us and we can help get those checked for you for the other areas. Does that
Okay.
help?
Yeah, to start with the volunteer application, that sounds like
Correct.
great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cole, what do you got?
Hey, I might have missed this, but would you like us to train at the same place we volunteer at?
Good question. No, you can volunteer at either and also train at either. The new volunteer trainings are consistent each mountain, each resort. Good question.
Thanks.
Nick's back.
Nick's back.
Yeah, I remember. So first of all, will like signups start to open for Bridger Bowl, and then will the signups for actual lesson days be on the Jot forums, or will those be directly through email or text? I don't know if we mentioned that. I came late, so.
Have you filled out your Jot form yet, Nick? And
Yeah, I
signed up
filled
for your
out.
trainings?
Yeah, I got the trainings lined up. I was talking about just like actual lessons.
Yeah.
Lesson days.
We will start working on that once we get our participants lined up, but we will also be able to collect your availability for which days and go from there. Does that help?
Perfect. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Jack, do you have your real hand up?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I got that email about signing up for trainings and stuff, and I'm also in the process right now of my current job trying to figure out our schedule for our next schedule. And I was just wondering like when our availability is due. Like I have an idea of when I'd like to be able to be around to do lessons for Eagle Mount. I'm just wondering how quickly I need to know exactly.
For the Big Sky side of things, if you're interested in helping out down there, that's going to kind of be as lessons become available, but you can still let Sarah know your availability.
Okay.
For Bridger, we don't start our program until January 17th. And so if you could tell us your availability, preferably a week to 2 weeks beforehand, that would be ideal, but we can still try to work things around.
Okay, cool. I'm just in the process of working out my current work schedule, so I'm trying to figure that out before I commit to anything.
Yeah.
But I would like to do both Bridger and Big Sky if I can. So I'll let you guys know. I'll try to get that all figured out as soon as I can.
Cool. Thanks, Jack.
Yeah.
Kelly, can I just interject just a second on the lessons? There are a couple questions about the availability, and I think just so we're clear, if you guys are interested in doing Christmas break lessons, and Kelly said this really well, is that you need to get your trainings done prior to I think the last weekend is the 18th, 19th. We actually have lessons running starting like the 1st of December, but because you guys aren't trained up, I cannot start sending you guys texts to say, hey, I've got a lesson at Big Sky. As soon as you complete your trainings at Big Sky, if you are interested in helping out at Big Sky during holiday season, then I'll start texting you. If you're going home, you're having Christmas break, and you want to do lessons still at Big Sky, but you can only do the training at Bridger, no worries. You guys are more than welcome to participate and at both mountains, whatever works for your schedules. Hopefully that clears a few questions up.
Sweet. Kevin.
Hi. During that 8-week lesson period, are typical expectations of you volunteering once per week?
Really good question. We encourage people, if they want to do the 8-week program, we would encourage you to try to sign up consistently for those 8 weeks. The relationship building and the gains and the fun can really compound when there is that consistency. That being said, life gets in the way of life, and this is a volunteer experience. So we understand that. And there is also room for, let's say you don't feel comfortable doing an 8-week program, but you can make 7. We still want you to come. Or maybe you don't know your schedule, but you want to be part of the 8-week program. You can be a substitute. We definitely reach out week to week because, like I said, things come up. We need to do substitutes on lessons. So we would love you for that as well.
Yeah, I guess I would feel comfortable that if I needed to take a weekend off, that I would try to fit in another lesson prior or after that week. And
Yeah, you're welcome to do that, but we're not gonna hold you to like you must do 8 weeks or make up days or anything like that. But yeah. Thank you,
you
Kevin.
guys need to get a little stricter, I think.
Okay, we'll work on that.
Then I will
We
do
don't
that.
want to
just for
lose
you,
any
Kevin.
of you, Kevin. We want you.
Kevin,
We want to be, we're flexible.
We'll discuss your specific protocols later on. What else? Are those, we're getting near the end of the time. Who else has questions for us? We want to make sure. Looks like everyone from the, when will training be for CrossCut volunteers? That's a good question. We're still sorting that out. There's going to be 2 single-day trainings, probably one in early December and one in early January, but that is, that'll come out shortly. William, what you got?
Yeah, sorry, one last one. I don't know if I misheard or didn't hear the days of the training for Big Sky. What days are those?
They're gonna be a Thursday through Sunday, so you can choose Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, Sunday. So December
Okay.
9 through 12, or December 16 through 19.
So then, if we've done it before, do we just have to do at least one training?
If you're gonna do the new volunteer training, it is still a 2-day block. So I would say please come to both of those since they're 2 distinctive days. If you're planning to come to a different equipment or a different training, then it would just be a 1 day. And so
And-
you'll just have to look.
Did you say Sunday was one of the days too?
Sunday is one of the days.
So because I work during the week and I have a Thursday off and Sunday off, could I do a Thursday and a Sunday to make up for the second one?
If you were to come to the new volunteer training, it could be workable, but it would be probably not ideal, but it would still provide you with the first day of new volunteer and the second day, like polls, no polls, like different things like that. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank
Cool. I have to give a shout out to Space Cat Spiff. He's attending tonight. It's a very special addition to our team. Yeah.
Good questions tonight. Really good questions. Really good energy. The faces are fantastic. Who else? Anyone? We're going to wrap this up here in a minute, but if you got any last minute questions, maybe you got time for maybe one more. Really good action on the questions. All right. That looks most of it. Thank you so much. Tonight has been a night of nuts and, oh, Jack Drew. Sorry, Jack Drew's using his full on hand. There it is.
Hey, yeah, sorry. I do have a question. It's a little bit more oriented towards the like training team type thing. I just wanted to ask you while I was here. The clinics that I signed up through that, are those more, because it wasn't very clear on the sign up thing, are those more clinics geared specifically more towards training clinics, or are they just kind of normal clinics that about teaching?
All right, great question. They are all over the board. That you haven't been assigned to specific things yet for teaching team. And what we're going to do, just because it's outside of the scope of this one, but we'll reach out to you personally and we'll handle all the details on that. But we'll definitely get that.
I was just curious about those days that I signed up for. Yeah, but
We got you covered.
I'm sure it's gonna get figured out. I'm not worried about it. Just curious.
Well, yeah, we'll reach out personally and sort that out for you.
Okay.
Patrick, there's been a
Great.
question about your favorite color.
There's a question about my favorite color to Lucy's dad.
What's your favorite color, Patrick?
That's my favorite color. My favorite color, I'm gonna go with, it is whatever color Jacob Molinaro's beard is. If anyone can see Jacob Molinaro's beard, check out that puppy.
Wow.
Wow.
Big beard fan.
Oh, thank you.
Cool.
Good
Well,
answer.
yeah.
On
Cool.
the
Any
coloring,
last minute stuff? What's that?
I liked your answer. Thank you.
Oh, cool.
I have a question.
Cool. Yeah, Savannah.
Sorry, I didn't see the raise hand button, but I just signed up for my training day. And I just put Thursday the 9th, but will that automatically include a second day as well, or do I have to go back and sign up for 2 days?
It will automatically include you into that if you've selected new volunteer training.
Okay, so it would be Thursday and then the next day as well.
Friday. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. That works for you?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thanks.
There is a raised hand button.
Jack, seriously.
Jack, you're killing me, brother.
Unbelievable.
I love it. I love it.
I was raising my hand the old-fashioned way.
I could tell. I could tell. I love the energy. Thank you, everyone, so much for being here. We will stick around for a minute, but we're getting close to the time. We don't want to abuse that. You guys stuck in there. You played a lot of engagements. It's great to see some faces. We're really looking forward to seeing you in person. Eagle Mountain is a lifelong learning journey where we all work together and we all need each other. So I'm really excited to have another group of people who are now a part of it. And if for any reason that doesn't, we're not fitting the bill for that for you, we want to hear about it and we want to be open. So please contact us for anything that comes up. Don't think any question is too small. We want to hear from you because we want to just hang out. On that note, does the staff, anyone else here want to throw in anything before we say adieu?
Think we're good. I do. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll see you soon on the slopes or in another webinar next week.
Auf
Yes, next week.
Wiedersehen.